Hi, today let's solve some important numericals from the electricity chapter. Okay, so today's topic is numericals from electricity chapter. Okay, and this numericals, all these will be dealing with resistance, current, and current supply. It's actually the potential difference across certain resistors and all. Okay, Cherry, let's start doing it. Let me read the first question. You can see the questions on the right side. Yeah, only very few questions will be dealt now, like nearly only 5 questions on the marathon இப்போ நம்ம deal பண்ண போகிறோம். Okay, so how can 3 resistors of 2 ohm, 3 ohm and 6 ohm be connected to give the total resistance of 4 ohm and 1 ohm? சரி, okay, so let's deal with this question now. So இப்போ இங்கே என்ன, there are 3 resistance 2, 3 and 6 ohm. Now the first condition is you have to find the combination. இது எப்படி connect பண்ணிருக்கோன்ற combination we have to find. Okay, what about the total resistance? It's given as 4 ohm, right? So total resistance 4 ohm இருக்கு. So imagine if I connect all these in series, then the total resistance would be greater than all of these individual values. Am I right? So the total resistance in case of series combination will be of course greater than even 6. ஏன்னா இங்க இருக்கிறதுலே 6 தான் largest number, right? 6 விட பெரிய வேல்யூவா தான் இருக்கும் the total resistance in series combination. In case if I connect all of them in parallel, அப்போ the total resistance in parallel combination எப்படி இருக்கும்? would be lesser than the least individual resistor. அப்போ 2 விட வேல்யூ கம்மியாக தான் இருக்கும். Am I right? So among these two conditions you have 1 ohm resistor total resistance. அப்போ maybe I can try parallel combination of all these 3 to get 1 ohm. So then first how to deal with this 4 ohm? இப்போ எனக்கு 4 ohm கிடைச்சிருக்கு. Am I right? So இதை எப்படி approach பண்ணலாம்? Look at the case 3 and 6. Okay, can we connect these two in parallel? இது ரெண்டையும் parallel connect பண்ணா you will be getting a resistance which is of course less than 3. You will be getting of course less than 3 ohm தான் உங்களுக்கு ஒரு parallel combination resistance கிடைக்கும். அதையும் இந்த 2 ohmையும் add பண்ணா maybe you can get 4 ohm, right? So அந்த combination தான் இப்போ நம்ம try பண்ண போறோம். Okay, so the resistance are 2, 3 and 6 ohm, right? 2 ohm, 3 ohm and 6 ohm. Okay, hope whatever I'm writing it's visible நனிக்கிறேன். Let's proceed. So let's try with the first circuit. Let me connect 3 and 6 in parallel. 3 and 6 ohm. Yep. And then maybe I'll connect 2 in series with it. Okay. So 3 and 6 in parallel. So parallel combination formula enna? Equivalent resistance of parallel combination formula is reciprocal of the equivalent resistance in parallel combination is sum of reciprocal of individual resistors, right? So it would be 1 by 3 plus 1 by 6. So you could take LCM, it would be 2 plus 1. So it's 3 by 6. So this is reciprocal of RP. அப்போ எனக்கு exact RP வேணும்னா I have to take reciprocal again, which would give you 2 ohm. So in the combination I could just replace that with 2 ohm, right? இப்போ என்ன ஆயிடுச்சு, this 2 ohm and the other one are in series, right? So அப்போ series combination RS என்ன வரும்? It is directly sum of the two individual resistance. அப்போ இங்கே 2 ohm plus 2 ohm, it would give you 4 ohm. Yeah, நமக்கு வந்துருச்சு. So the first combination is 3 and 6 to be in parallel and to that 2 is in series. Okay, அடுத்து second condition நம்ம அதை ஏற்கனவே deal பண்ணோம். What is it? எனக்கு the total resistance should be 1 ohm, which is of course less than all these 3. Correct? அப்போ maybe I can try all these 3 in parallel. அப்போ first 2 ohm, 3 ohm and 6 ohm. I'm just drawing the combination, not battery அதெல்லாம் நான் வரையில. So 2 ohm, 3 ohm, 6 ohm. So 1 by RP is equal to 1 by R1, 1 by R2, 1 by R3. Sum of all these, right? So 1 by 2 plus 1 by 3 plus 1 by 6. So then I need to add all these. இது எல்லாத்தோட denominators ஓட LCM is 6. So 2 times of 3 is 6, 3 times of 2 is 6, and 6 already denominator irukku. So it is adding all these, we'll be getting 6 by 6, which is equal to 1. Again, RP is the reciprocal of it. 1 by 1 potalo, you'll be getting 1 ohm. So that's it. You got the second circuit. Okay. And this will be your second circuit. So first circuit and second circuit கிடைச்சிருச்சு. Okay. So to deal with this type of question, நம்ம என்ன பார்க்கணும், எனக்கு கொடுத்துருக்கிற அந்த ஈக்குவலண்ட் ரெசிஸ்டன்ஸ், அந்த ஃபைனல் ரெசிஸ்டன்ஸ் எப்படி இருக்குது, இங்கே 4 இருந்துச்சு, எனக்கு இண்டிவிஜுவல் ரெசிஸ்டன்ஸ் வேர் 2, 3, 6, எல்லாத்தையும் ஆட் பண்ணோம்னா ஐ வில் பி கெட்டிங் 12 ohm. அப்போது அதிகமாக தான் இருக்கும். பேரலல் போட்டு எல்லாத்தையும் கண்டுபிடிக்கும் போது we got 1 ohm. ஓகே, அதை வச்சு we got the answer for the second subdivision. ஓகே. And what about 4 ohm? 4 ohm எங்கே இருக்குது அப்படின்னு பார்த்தீங்க அப்படின்னா, maybe lying between this largest value 6 and smallest value 2. ரெண்டுக்கும் நடுவில் தான் எங்கேயோ லை ஆயிருக்கு. Am I right? So this circuit involves a combination of both parallel and series. பேரலும் இருந்திருக்கணும் ஒரு இடத்துல, சீரீஸும் இருந்திருக்கணும் ஒரு இடத்துல. Am I right? ஸோ அப்போ ஃபஸ்ட்டு பேரலல்னு கன்சிடர் பண்ணும்போது மேபி we can try with the larger values. So 3 and 6 கண்டுபிடிச்சோம், we got 2 ohm. And then we added that with the other two. Since they are in series, it will be got 4 ohm. Right? Okay. Let's move on to the next question. So next question is namlavi circuit diagram varenum. Yeah. Draw a schematic diagram of a circuit. It's question number 22. Draw a schematic diagram of a circuit consisting of a battery of 3 cells of 2 volt each and 5 ohm resistance, 8 ohm resistance, and 12 ohm resistance, and a plug key, all connected in series. That's it. நமக்கு diagram வரைஞ்சா போதும் for the first question. So it's so simple. diagram வரைகிறது. Question 22ல A. Am I right? So be careful that நீங்கள் எந்த question எழுதினாலும் when you write any test or at home, எந்த question எழுதினாலும் கொடுத்துருக்க question நம்பரை கரெக்டாக எழுதுங்க. And along with that, if that question involves any other subdivisionum ஒரு question number தான். Okay, write them inside the margin. Okay, அது subdivision எழுதலைனா you won't be awarded mark. Okay, check. So here the circuit contains 3 cells of 2 volt each. Okay, yeah, so 3 2 volt batteries connect பண்ணியாச்சு. A 5 ohm resistor. Okay, ஒரு 5 ohm resistor, a 8 ohm resistor, and a 12 ohm resistor, and a plug key, all connected in series. Maybe I'll connect a plug key here. All connected in series. Okay, so plug key வரையறதுக்கு you can also use other symbol like this. Okay, so this is 3 2 volt battery and 3 given resistors connected in a circuit. All these are connected in series na sollitaanga, and then you have to draw plug key. Okay, that is also done. Okay, so basically namakku switch and plug key ku confuse agum. You can consider this as switch, open switch. Okay, so neenga key varairadunalum anyhow ipdi varanjalum sari. Okay, and then question B. What's question B? Redraw the circuit diagram, putting in an ammeter to measure the current through the resistors and a voltmeter to measure the potential difference across the 12 ohm resistor. Okay, then you have to find the readings in the ammeter and the voltmeter. So you have to connect an ammeter, you have to connect a voltmeter. So where do we connect an ammeter? Usually ammeters are connected in series. Am I right? Ammeters are connected in series. So in the questions alla board exams la adikadi vanda question, even in TN Tamil Nadu state board question la kuda 2 years back you got this question. Ammeters is connected in series, and yen epovume ammeter series connect pandrom because ammeter have very low resistance. So ammeter valiya namakku current flow agumbodhu and the current adu inhibit pandra ability andha alavukku illa. Okay, so it won't resist much. So தாராளமா ammeter வழியா நம்ம current pass பண்ண விடலாம். So ammeter அதனால அந்த சர்க்யூட்ல எந்த ஒரு சேஞ்சஸையும் கொண்டு வர போறது கிடையாது. Okay, and what about voltmeter? Voltmeter is always connected in parallel. Am I right? So why do we connect it in parallel? Why not in series? அப்படின்னு கேட்டோம்னா voltmeter have high resistance. Okay, so high resistance இருக்குது. அப்போ imagine in this case, now instead of connecting an ammeter, if I connect a voltmeter here, so it offers high resistance. So இங்கே போகிற current எல்லாமே inhibit பண்ணிரும். It will just block இல்லையா? So it won't allow the passage of current through it so easily இல்லையா? So rather we connect the potential, the voltmeter in parallel. இப்போ இந்த questionல they didn't say ask you to find the potential difference across all the three resistors. அவங்க தெளிவாக என்ன கேட்டிருந்தாங்க? Potential difference across the 12 ohm resistor. So only across this 12 ohm resistor will be connecting the voltmeter. Okay, so this is how your circuit would be after the change. இப்போ the question was, what would be the ammeter and voltmeter reading? So ammeter reading வேணும் அப்படின்னா you have to find the total current in the circuit, and voltmeter reading வேணும்னா what is the potential difference across this 12 ohm resistance. Am I right? So இதுதான் உங்களோட question. So first let's try to figure out the total current in the circuit. Yeah, to find the total current, first நம்ம என்ன பண்ணணும்? We have to find the total resistance in this circuit. Am I right? So total resistance கண்டுபிடிக்கணும். All these three are in series. Am I right? So series combination, you just need to add all these resistors, sum of individual resistors இல்லையா? So it would be total எவ்வளோ வருது? It would be 25 ohm, right? Okay, and what's the total potential difference? உங்களுக்கு 2 volt battery இருக்குது, so it is nothing but 6 volt, right? Okay, what's the ammeter reading? Current தான் read பண்ண போகுது. So I is equal to V by R. Am I right? So V is 6 volt divided by 25. Am I right? So that would be 0.24 ampere, right? Yeah, now we found the ammeter reading. இப்போ என்ன பண்ணணும்? What's the voltmeter reading? Voltmeter is connected across 12 ohm resistance இல்லையா? So voltmeter reading, so V across the 12 volt resistor. Another potential difference V is equal to IR. So here I times R ங்கிறது என்னது? 12 ohm, right? So I is 0.24 ampere into 12 ohm, right? So it would give you 2.88 volt. Okay, so of the total 6 volt across in the battery, உங்களுக்கு 6 volt potential difference இருக்குன்னா அதில் 2.88 volt across in the 12 volt இருக்கு. Across in the 12 ohm உங்களுக்கு அந்த 2.88 volt இருக்கு. Okay, so that's it with this question. So diagram கரெக்டாக வரையணும், and ammeter should be connected in series. Potential difference measure பண்ணுறதுக்கு voltmeter should be connected in parallel. Reason, ammeter has low resistance and potential difference, the voltmeter has high resistance. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. What is the highest, 25th question, what is the highest, the lowest total resistance that can be secured by the combination of 4 coils of resistance, 4 ohm, 8 ohm, 12 ohm and 24 ohm. Okay, so you have to find the highest possible resistance and lowest resistance. நமக்கு தெரியும் highest resistance எப்போ கிடைக்கும்? when all these are connected in series. Am I right? So highest possible resistance வேணும் அப்படின்னா you have to connect all the given resistors in series. அதே இது lowest வேணும் அப்படின்னா you have to connect all them in parallel, right? I'll repeat it one more time. series connect பண்ணா the value will be greater than the largest individual resistor. Okay, greater than the largest individual resistor. So அப்போ இந்த கேஸில் இந்த கொஷனில் கொடுக்கும்போது they have given 4, 8, 12 and 24. அப்போ இருக்கிறதுலே largest என்ன 24. So you will be getting this RS which will be greater than 24 ohm. அதே மாதிரி parallel கனெக்ட் பண்ணுறீங்க அப்படின்னா your total resistance would be lesser than the smallest individual resistor. Okay, ஸோ அப்போது இங்கே இருக்கிறதுலே among these 4 உங்களுக்கு எது இருக்கிறதுலே ரொம்ப கம்மியான ரெசிஸ்டன்ஸ் 4 ohm. ஸோ the parallel combination ஓட total resistance would be less than 4 ohm. Okay, let's do this and check இதே ஆன்சர் தான் வருதா, நான் சொன்ன கண்டிஷன் தான் சாட்டிஸ்ஃபை ஆகுதா அப்படின்றதையுமே பார்த்துடலாம். Okay, so first one, when we connect all them in series, right? So of course நீங்கள் டயக்ராமோடே ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணிக்கோங்க. Okay, it won't take more than 30 seconds to complete this. So வரைஞ்சிக்கிறது even better. Okay, 24. I just drew only the combination. நீங்கள் இதுக்கு கீழே you can also connect a battery, ஒரு செல் கனெக்ட் பண்ணிக்கலாம், தப்பு கிடையாது. Okay, you can just represent it as V, அவ்வளோதான். Okay, now the series combination, it is sum of all individual resistance. So 4, 8, 12 and 24. So that would give you 12 plus 12 plus 24. So which is of course 48 ohm. So அப்போ என்ன ஆயிடுச்சு, this is of course greater than the largest individual resistor 24 ohm. கரெக்டா? அடுத்து in case of parallel combination. So parallel combination is 4, 8, maybe 12 and 24. All these are connected in parallel to a battery. 4, 8, 12 and 24 ohm. Okay, so you are connecting them in parallel. So reciprocal of the equivalent resistance in parallel combination is sum of reciprocal of individual resistors. இங்கே நமக்கு 4 resistors இருக்கு இல்லையா? So which should be 1 by 4 plus 1 by 8 plus 1 by 12 plus 1 by 24. If you see, all these denominators are what is it, factors of 24. So LCM எடுத்தா you will be getting 24. So 4 into 6 pota 24. 8 times of 3 is 24. 12 times of 2 is 24. And 24 times of 1 is 24. Right? Sorry, it's 1. Apo, if you add all these, you will be getting 12 by 24, which is 1 by 2. This is reciprocal of the equivalent resistance in parallel combination. அப்போ RP வேணும்னா you have to reciprocate it again, so you will be getting 2 ohm. சொன்ன மாதிரி it is of course less than the smallest individual resistor. Okay, so your answer is 2 ohm when you connect all those 4 in parallel. Okay, now let's move on to the next question. Yeah, the next question is question number 27. A piece of wire having a resistance R is cut into 4 equal parts. So I have a wire, other 4 equal parts are பிரிக்க போறேன். 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so if the length is initially L, இப்போ புதுசா கிரியேட் ஆயிருக்கிற 4 individual wiresக்கும் the length will be L by 4, L by 4, L by 4 and another L by 4. Am I right? Okay. How will the resistance of each part of the wire will be compared with the original resistance? So original resistance கூட compare பண்ணி individually இந்த ஒரு wireக்கும் resistance எப்படி இருக்க போகுதுன்னு ஒரு comparison பண்ண போறோம். Okay, and then if the 4 parts of the wire are placed in parallel, then what will be the total resistance ன்னு கேக்குறாங்க. Okay, so first individual resistance find பண்ணிடலாம். So initially let's take the what is it, resistance of the whole wire. அப்போ formula of resistance என்னது? Once again, yeah, so formula of resistance, R is equal to rho L by A, where rho is the resistivity. Am I right? Resistivity is the property of a material. It is constant at a particular temperature இல்லையா? So resistivity டைமென்ஷனை பொறுத்து மாறாது. ஸோ அதை நீங்கள் ஒரு ஷார்ட் புட் பாலாக எடுத்துக்கலாம், இல்லை ஒரு வயராக எடுத்துக்கலாம், ஒரு ஷீட்டாக எடுத்துக்கலாம். எனிஹவ் த ரெசிஸ்டிவிட்டி ஆஃப் த மெட்டீரியல் would not change unless until you change the material or change the temperature. Okay, then L is the length of the wire and A is the cross sectional area of the wire. Okay, so இப்போ resistance R is equal to rho L by A எழுதியாச்சு. What is the new resistance? அப்போ இந்த individual resistance, individual wires ஓட resistance let's consider that to be R2. அப்போ R2 will be, since it is still made of the same material, it is rho, resistivity is still rho, and length என்னாயிடுச்சு, length becomes 1/4 of the initial length, and area of cross section எந்த சேஞ்சும் இல்லை, so it's still A. So இதை simplify பண்ணா you will be getting 1 by 4 times of rho L by A. அந்த rho L by Aங்கிறது தான் என்னது இனிஷியலாக நமக்கு இருந்த lengthier wireோட resistance. So 1 by 4 times of R. So now each this small wires will be having a resistance of R by 4. If the total resistance of that lengthier wire is R. Okay, cut பண்ணுறதுக்கு முன்னாடி இருந்த வயரோட resistance if it is R, then 4 equal halves cut பண்ணதுக்கு அப்புறம் each wire will be having a resistance R by 4. Okay, 1/4 of R. சரி, now the other question. So first question இப்போ நம்ம complete பண்ணிட்டோம். Second subdivision is, if all these 4 குட்டி wires are connected in parallel, then what will be the total resistance? அப்போ let's consider this 1, 2, 3 and 4. Each one's resistance is R by 4. Right? So all these are connected in parallel. இப்போ பாருங்க, all these resistors have equal resistance. Am I right? Equal resistance in parallel combination. So இதுக்கு நம்ம conditions படிச்சிருக்கோம். Equal resistance in series and parallel combination. அதோட specific formula என்ன? Equal resistance in case of series connection அப்படின்னா, if you have n number of resistance எல்லாமே R அப்படின்னா, then the total resistance would be n times of R. இப்போ எனக்கு 20 ohm resistance இருக்குன்னு வச்சுக்கலாம். So it is 5 times of 20, which is 100 ohm. Okay, and in case if I have all these 20 ohm resistance in parallel, அப்போ என்ன ஆகும்? In that case it is the resistance divided by number of resistors. இப்போ இங்கே என்னது 5, right? So it would be 20 by 5, which is of course 4 ohm will be the total resistance. Okay, so we know that in series உங்களுக்கு total resistance increase ஆகும், in parallel the total resistance பார்க்கும்போது அது கம்மியாக தான் இருக்கும். Right? So the formula is equal resistance இருக்கணும், அதில் n resistors இருந்துச்சுன்னா for series it is n times of individual resistance. For parallel it is division, right? R by n, 1 by n times of R. Okay, so that's it. இதே தான் இங்கே நம்ம ஃபாலோ பண்ண போகிறோம். Okay, so in this case நமக்கு individual resistance were R by 4, correctா? So there are 4 resistance in parallel. அப்போ parallel combinationக்கு என்ன formula? It is individual resistance by the number of branches. 4 resistance இருக்கு. So it is individual resistance is already R by 4. இப்போ ஒரு by 4. So it is R by 4. இந்த denominator reciprocal எடுத்து மேலே கொண்டு போகிறேன். So it is into 1 by 4. Right? It is already 4 by 1. அப்போ அது மேலே போகும்போது it would become 1 by 4. Right? So R by 16 will be your resistance. So the total resistance என்ன ஆயிடுச்சு? It is R by 16 ohm. முடிஞ்சிச்சு. Okay, then let's move on to the next question. The next question is, let's consider question number 28. Of course this is an interesting question and it's a previous board question. என்னது? When two resistance R1 and R2 are connected in parallel, the net resistance is 3 ohm. So when you connect them in parallel you get 3 ohm. When they are connected in series, its value is 12 ohm. அப்போ சீரீஸில் கனெக்ட் பண்ணும்போது we get 16 ohm, right? And calculate the individual resistance R1 and R2. இப்போ நம்ம ஃபைண்ட் பண்ண போகிறோம். ஓகே, ஸோ அவங்களாவே R1 R2ன்னு மென்ஷன் பண்ணிட்டாங்க. ஸோ நம்ம அதையே ஃபாலோ பண்ணிக்கலாம். ஸோ R1 R2 in series. Second case is R1 and R2 in parallel. Okay, so seriesல RS is simply the sum of individual resistance. So R1 plus R2. R1 plus R2 தான் என்ன கொடுத்துருக்காங்க? It is 16 ohm. 16 ohm. And parallel formula என்ன? Sorry. Yeah, what's parallel formula? 1 by RP is 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. So you have another formula that அது எப்படி வரும்னா, you have to simplify this so that you will get the other formula. I'll just simplify and let you know. R1 plus R2 divided by R1 R2. This is what 1 by RP. அப்போ நமக்கு வெறும் RP வேணும்னா you have to take reciprocal of it, which is R1 R2 by R1 plus R2. So in case நமக்கு ரெண்டு resistance தான் இருக்கு அப்படின்னா you can use this formula to easily find the total resistance and parallel combination. So இதில் தான் நம்ம இப்போ substitute பண்ண போகிறோம். So RP என்ன கொடுத்துருந்தாங்க? RP was 3 ohm. Am I right? So RP was 3 ohm. அப்போ R1 R2 by R1 plus R2 is 3 ohm. So இதில் R1 plus R2 we already know it is 16 ohm. So you can replace this by 16. So R1 into R2 is equal to 3 times of 16 now. So R1 into R2 is 48. Right? So இதை நம்ம வந்துட்டு quadratic equation convert பண்ணி பண்ணுறதும் இருக்குது. நம்ம இப்போ சிம்பிளாகவே பண்ணிடலாம். R1 plus R2 it's 16 வரணும். And R1 into R2 it's 48 வரணும். நீங்கள் மேக்ஸில் solving quadratic equation quadratic polynomial அதில் பண்ணியிருப்பீங்க. ரெண்டு நம்பர்ஸை மல்டிப்ளை பண்ணால் இது வரணும், நம்பர்ஸை ஆட் பண்ணால் இது வரணும், அந்த மாதிரி கண்டிஷன். ஸோ அதே கண்டிஷன் தான் இங்கே யூஸ் பண்ண போகிறோம். If you multiply the two resistance you should get 48 and if you add them you should get 16, right? So which is possible? So என்னென்ன numbers possible? So I can put 2 times of 24 check பண்ணா no, or else 4 times of 12 check பண்ணா yeah அது வருது, right? So 4 times of 12. So 4 12s are 48 and 4 plus 12 16. அப்போ ரெண்டு values என்ன? 4 and 12. So maybe you can take one as 4 ohm, another one as 12 ohm. So நீங்கள் ஸ்டெப்ஸோடு எழுதணும் அப்படின்னு நினச்சிங்கன்னா you can follow the quadratic equation method. அது எப்படி? So instead of this R1 plus R2 16 ohm இருக்குது. So instead of R2 I can write it as 16 minus R1. Am I right? So அப்போ நமக்கு இங்கே கடைசியாக கிடச்சிருக்கிறது is R1 R2 is equal to 48. So instead of R2 நம்ம என்ன substitute பண்ணலாம்? R1 minus 16. Sorry, it's actually 16 minus R1 is equal to 48. Then multiply this. 16 times R1 minus R1 squared is equal to 48. I'm bringing all these terms to the right hand side. So it would become R1 square minus 16 R1 plus 48. Now you got a quadratic equation. So you can solve this. Factorize பண்ணிக்கலாம். So that you will be getting R1 minus 16 into R1 minus 4 is equal to 0. So R1 either 16 இல்லை minus 4 கிடைக்கும். So 1 16 na sorry மாற்றி சொல்லிட்டேன். Yeah, you won't be getting 16 here. இது another 12 and 4 பார்த்தோம் இல்லையா? So it's R1 minus 12 and R1 is 12 or 4. ஸோ அப்போ இதை நீங்கள் வேல்யூ சப்ஸ்டியூட் பண்ணி பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ஒரு ரெசிஸ்டன்ஸ் வந்து 12 ஓம்னு கிடைக்கும், இன்னொரு ரெசிஸ்டன்ஸ் வந்து 4 ஓம்னு கிடைக்கும். ஸோ நீங்கள் இதை செக் கூட பண்ணி பார்த்துக்கலாம். தென் when they are connected in parallel அப்போது 1 by 12 plus 1 by 4, right? So it would be 1 plus 3 by 12 which is 4 by 12. reciprocal எடுத்தால் 3 ohm கரெக்டாக வந்துருச்சு. தென் சீரீஸில் கனெக்ட் பண்ணணும் அப்படின்னா 12 plus 4 16 வந்துருச்சு, right? So our answer is correct. Okay, and yeah, of course we completed all those. Plan பண்ண மாதிரி எல்லாம் முடிச்சாச்சு. And still you have so many types of questions in this resistance chapter and few more important questions கூட இருக்கு. We will cover that in the next coming classes. Okay, thank you. Hope this is easy and understandable. In case confusing இருக்கு அப்படின்னா, ஏதாவது புரியல அப்படின்னா do comment it. I'll just reply to that, or else I'll make another video to explain it clearly. Okay, thank you.